Hello, Year 3, and welcome to your second reading comprehension lesson this week. So, today we will be answering the questions for the non-fiction text Coasts. So, before we start answering these questions, I want you to remember my top tips. My first top tip is to read the question slowly and carefully. Make sure you take notes of the words in bold. Always underline and highlight the key words in the text. Then find them in the text. Then read around the words to find the answer. If there is more than one part to a question, you treat it as a separate question. Okay, fantastic. So our text is coasts, and these are your questions. So let's reread the text again. So this is Coasts by Ruth Thompson. A coast is a place where the sea meets the land. In some places, the coast is a sloping beach. In other places, the land ends with high walls of rock. These are called cliffs. Rock cliffs. Wind, rain, and waves change the shape of the coast all the time. Crashing waves slowly make the bottom of rocky cliffs crumble. Waves wear away soft rock, making holes. These become caves or arches. Sand and dunes. Over millions of years, waves wear soft rocks into tiny grains of sand. Some sandy beaches are made of crushed seashells. Some coasts are always windy. The wind dries the sand and blows it behind the beach. The sand piles up into the soft hills called dunes. Marram grass is planted on the sand dunes. Its long roots hold the sand in place. Seabirds and animals. Many seabirds nest and rest together on the ledges of rocky cliffs. Here, they and their eggs are safe from hungry rats, snakes, and larger birds. Seals and turtles are both born on beaches. They swim out to sea soon after they are born. Seals come back on land to rest. They lie in groups on rocks and sandbanks. Harbors and ports. Before there were aeroplanes, people traveled across seas by ship. They landed at harbors in deep sheltered bays where their ships were safe from rough waves. Today, ships mainly carry heavy goods. These travel in metal containers. The containers are loaded and unloaded at big ports. Protecting coasts. Some people use the sea as a dustbin. This is dangerous for sea life. The waste often washes up onto the shore. Most waste is plastic. It can float for thousands of miles before reaching land. People must look after coasts so that these are not spoiled further. Okay, fantastic. So remember my top tips. Read the question slowly and carefully. Make sure you take notes of the words in bold. Always underline and highlight the keywords in the text, then find them in the text. Then read around the words to find the answer. If there is more than one part to a question, treat it separately. So if you can answer, pause the video here, answer these questions 2 to 9 related to this text. Then come back to my video and let's answer them. So the answer to your first question should be a place where the sea meets the land. And this was in paragraph 1. For question 3, you should have drawn a diagram of sand dunes with labels for the sand dune and marram grass. If you've got that, you can give yourself a mark. Number 4 is wind or waves. So if you got wind with an explanation, that's correct. If you got waves with an explanation, that's correct. So if you've got wind and then it says the wind blows dry sand into dunes, or the wind blows the sand about, that's correct. If you've got waves and you've written the waves wear away at the soft rocks of cliffs to form caves and arches, or if you've got the waves make rocky cliffs crumble, that's correct. So number 5 is waves slowly grind the rock. Number 6 is waves wear soft rocks into tiny grains of sand. Number 7 is there are aeroplanes that carry people. Number 8 is to show that some people don't think about what they throw away and what harm it does. And number 9 is under the heading harbors and ports. So you would find the text that tells you about where people decided to build these harbors is under the heading of harbors and ports, which is on lines 24 to 26. Fantastic, year 3. See you this week. Goodbye.